intro starting soon. Mess that up. There we go. We are live, my friend. They can hear us, I think. Look at the chat. Holy shit.
There. Pop and Tim and Matthew.
Tim and Matt up in here. A couple of our good time homies.
Alan. Come on, guys.
Matt, he cracked the Michter's 10 bourbon. Matt, my guy yesterday, he stood in line at Total Wine for a Grand Reserve event and walked away with a Michter's 10 bourbon. But he spent the night. Are you ready?
Ready.
Dude, I'm so excited.
Quite the weekend.
Feels like we haven't been on stream in forever. It feels like, you know.
I know, even though it's our third one.
I know. Hey, Brad. What's up, Brad? Cheers. All right, 3, 2, 1. You ready to do this, buddy?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Do you think that last night may be the most epic moment of your life?
Yes.
I do too. I think that last night, once that hits, there could possibly be a revolution in the whiskey industry for a guy named Mac. And I'm just glad that I'm here for the ride.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here for the ride too. Let's go.
Hey, what are you guys doing in this container?
Hey, you shut this off. This is top secret.
Que paso, amigo? How are you?
What's going on, man? I'm doing great.
Man,
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Man, I'm good. I'm beyond freaking excited to be here to do this with you, my friend Mac. We had to take last week off because we were in our new, what I think is going to be my new home, by the way. I think I'm going to move to Kentucky, just so you know.
You move?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm just gonna live in Kentucky. But no, we hit up Good Times. So tonight we've got tons of Good Times talk. So we hope that it's a good time. Bad pun intended. But no, I hope everybody's having a good week. I was catching up with the chat here as we were loading in. So welcome in, Brooke. Brooke says Greg's pouring some Whistle Pig for them.
Yeah, that's my sister. I got that. I got him that bottle there right before their wedding. So
very
it was
nice.
Quite the day. So
which version of the old Whistle Pig did you?
An older one. It was I didn't
Boss
slim
Hog?
it up.
Did you get the Boss Hog?
I don't know if it's the Boss Hog, but it's fancy, right, Brooke? Just say it's fancy. All right.
Just say it's really nice. There's Robert Paul. Robert, a little story about Robert is he may be one of the main reasons the show exists. Because, I don't know if you know, but at Spillway, Robert was like, you guys, you have to do the Hack and Mack show. So.
I remember Robert saying that. Great to see you, Robert. Thanks for this idea.
Yeah, appreciate you, Robert. Appreciate you being a loyal viewer. Appreciate everybody being, dude, we've been doing this, this is our third show. And it's kind of nuts, right? We're over 50 subscribers, which is crazy. I'm having a ton of fun doing it, though. Which is the whole reason we did this. But man, how about you, Mac? How you feeling about this at this point?
I'm loving it, man. As you can tell, I like whiskey. I like to drink it. I like to talk about it. Yeah. So I also love this, community. We met a lot of people through our love of whiskey. Some really great people. So
we have. And speaking of great people, one of those is Tim. And Tim is sipping on a little Thin Mint. I got to give a shout out to our guy Tim because he got us. I'm not usually VIP. I haven't had the opportunity to be VIP too many times in my life, but I felt like I was super VIP at Good Times because of our guy Tim. Is that how you felt?
Yeah, I think the moment. Of course, I felt that way. It felt like definitely like red carpet treatment, anything we wanted to sip on. But I think the moment when Josh, who is the owner of Good Times, asked Tim where a barrel was. That was when I realized.
Yeah, but For accuracy's sake, I think that Josh is the master blender distiller. But I will tell you this: when we're standing there and he looks at Tim and goes, "Now where was that barrel at?" And Tim's like, "Yeah, it's right over there." That was one of those classic. Yeah, definitely one of those classic moments. That was tons of fun. So what are you sipping on tonight, my friend? What are you having?
Yes, so I'm having actually two things. I know, I'm crazy. There are two Evernorth picks. I got an Evernorth bourbon and an Evernorth rye, and these are in little sample bottles. But shout out to 21090. You've heard us talk a little bit about them on there. They're an awesome group. I got to go with them to pick Chattanooga, to a Chattanooga pick, and they have these coming out. And I have to say, I think so. This is so Evernorth. If you haven't heard of them, I think they are. I think they source a lot of like Green River stuff, and I have to say, this is some of the best Green River stuff. I'm not just saying that because they sent me samples. This is legit. So check out 21090.
Yeah, I heard those guys.
Do you have the?
Oh, it's on the other. We'll do it on the crack, okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When we get to the crack, we'll do it. But we'll talk about them again. So hold that thought because. Those guys, yeah, it's all good. So 21090, they've been talking good about us, which, first of all, not many people do, right? So thank you, thank you for talking good about us, and we appreciate it. And they do a really great show over there, so check them out. We'll post their logo and talk about them in a little bit, but looks like we've got some more folks joining the chat. There's Wes. How you doing, Wes? Appreciate you being in. Brad just cracked his very first JD12. So interesting that he just cracked a JD12. We're talking about doing some JD content maybe next week or in the future, right, Matt?
Yeah, and probably every week.
Every week.
If I had my way,
the Tennessee in you just comes right out, like Jack content every week.
I'm gonna make you like Jack Daniels. I'll take
I like it. Jack 12's, but Brad, that Jack 12 is my favorite. But I am not the connoisseur nor the expert that my friend Mac is here. But yeah, JD12 is my favorite. It hits me in that perfect spot. So that's a great pour. I myself tonight, my friend, I'm having a Good Times because you cannot start a Good Time stream without a Good Times in my mind. But also, I wanted to make it clear about something. This is actually a Good Times rye. It is the pick. It's got my name on it that we made for our guy Pete at Liquor Zone. So this will be in Pearland, Texas. There's going to be 88 bottles of this. So he bought a half a barrel, but this is kind of a crazy toasted blueberry maple cask finish. It's got it's finished in blueberry brandy and bourbon maple casks. So kind of crazy story about that one is that they toast the ends, the heads of the maple barrels, then slap them back on so they're good and kind of gooey, and then slosh them around. I'm going to tell you right now, blueberry and a whiskey I wasn't sure about, but I've had 3 guys come by my house and try samples of this pick, and all of them were like, I was on the fence, but now I've had it. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting one of those.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we're going to get into this, right, a little as we get more into the thing, but I was skeptical as well, and man, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot, just so you guys know, we're going to talk a lot about a few things, but I think it's a good opportunity here since we're talking about Good Times. So one of the things we want to do is a little bit of education because, like, I feel like there are a million people in the whiskey world, especially the whiskey tuber world, that know a lot more than me. So, but I feel like if you don't stop and kind of pause and talk about things that most people just take for granted, that people that are newer and people like me, you know, like I'm just learning about some of these things. So one thing we wanted to do is like, let's break down the initials. When people say NDP, what do they mean, Mac? And what is an NDP?
Yeah. So I think for like the most simplistic purposes, I would say a business that sells whiskey, it doesn't distill itself. Straight from Google, but also it's a law firm. And I think that's the best way to put it. I started drinking whiskey right out of college, like kind of seriously, not just like Old Number 7 taking shots. I started to kind of get into it. So I was right in there right before the boom, in like 2009. And I took a little break, and I think for the purposes of this conversation, back when I first started really getting into it and looking at the bottles, there were limited choices, and most of them distilled their own whiskey. Now, I mean, if you don't know much about bourbon or you're just getting into it, right? How many bourbon options are there?
It's,
So
yeah,
I
it's
think
overwhelming. It's overwhelming.
yeah, so I think most of those are non-distilling producers, so they're buying whiskey from other distillers.
Yeah, so we got into like this discussion, right, with NDPs and non-distilling, and so Good Times, right? They're not making any of their own juice; they're getting it from other places, but they're doing something other than just what a normal, like some NDPs, right? That's like all they do is they just source someone else's whiskey, they slap their name on it, and they don't really do anything else to it, right? So,
Right.
I don't know. Can you think of a good example of that? I don't want to set you up if you can't think of one, but like.
Well, I don't want to call any necessarily call anyone. I know there's a couple like that are connected to like restaurant groups that just kind of buy barrels, put a brand on it. Those would be some of my like biggest examples of NDPs that don't really do anything interesting with it. But
yeah. And hey, we were talking about 21090. They just jumped in the chat. Welcome, guys. Deeply grateful for the shout outs you guys have given us. You guys have been great to us, and so thank you from the bottom of our heart, and appreciate you guys being here. I know, Mac, you know these guys well. You've been on a barrel pick with those guys.
Yeah, they were crazy enough to invite me to a barrel pick. I was very fortunate. We had an awesome time in Chattanooga, and sipping on the Evernorth picks coming up. Thanks for the samples, and they are picking some awesome stuff right now.
They are. So check them out on YouTube, please. If our measly 50 subscribers, check those guys out. They're doing great stuff, and who knows, maybe we'll collab with them sometime. I'd love to have them
awesome.
Help us through this journey, and we'll love what they do too. Tim just said something that's interesting too in the chat that I think we should bring up, which is Good Times is actually edging their way towards distilling. And if I never saw it, but you and I were talking earlier that you may have seen a little redneck distilling setup somewhere.
There's nothing wrong with redneck. I grew up. I'm a redneck here from a country part of Tennessee here. But Tim, our resident expert, or I think he's not saying it, but he's a Good Times. He works for them, even though he says he doesn't. But he has a picture of the still. Tim and I, we got to take some time and go to a couple different distillers in Louisville, and he showed me the picture. So I think, if you have a still and you're certified, you can get your distilling license. So I think that's what Tim is talking about.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for Tim, but I think they are starting to get into that.
Yeah, and what they also get into that I want to bring up here is I think you can do a really good job of this is what's the difference when we're talking about whiskey that is finished versus whiskey that's flavored? Like again, getting back to some educational moments. Like if Hack and Mack could teach some new bourbon drinkers, like what's the difference in finished and flavored?
Yeah. So you know what? I got it right here. It's like I'm prepared today.
Let's go.
So this is a
Starlight Peach
flavored whiskey. So that means that they added, sweetener juice right to the whiskey. Okay, this Starlight Peach actually is a pretty good mixer. For the summer, if you want something different. I know some people hate on it, and I get it. This is my only in all of my bottles. My only flavored whiskey, and then I think from finished, you have Good Times all the way up to like Peerless, which this is a double oaked, which means they just put it into another barrel.
Yeah.
That's considered a finished whiskey.
Finish, yeah, just move it around. I guess here's the thing too that's really interesting, right? And look, I don't want to start a debate because look, the Good Times folks, they were so good to us, but like say this blueberry brandy, right? How much of that blueberry brandy residue was in the barrel, and how much, one of the things that Josh talked about that I thought was genius is that some of their finishes, they wait until they get to some of those coldest days of the year to dump their barrels, because wood, when it's really cold, the science of it is it contracts. So as it heats up, that wood is going to expand and release more and more of those flavors and those tannins into the whiskey. So, I don't know, maybe most people knew that, and I'm the idiot, which that's usually about true, but I was like, wow, that's a really cool, who would have thought of that? Well, Josh would think of that.
Yeah. And I think, I think Good Times, in the whiskey world, in some sectors of it gets some criticism for some of their finishes, which I get. You have purists, right? Like we heard Tim and I when we were at a certain company, he just didn't even, any finish, weird finish, anything, he was like completely disrespected. And I get that, right?
Right.
I, on the other hand, am like, I love great traditional whiskeys, you can tell.
Yeah.
But also, guess what? I like having fun, and I think Josh really does some creative stuff.
Oh, he's a genius. Absolute genius. But also, I'll tell you this. I think you and I have the same problem. We just kind of like all whiskey.
It's like pizza.
yeah, we just like it all. But yeah, here's the thing is I'm not going to be a bourbon snob ever, because I don't have that level of intelligence, nor do I have the knowledge level of some of these guys that have been doing it a long time. But I'm trying to learn, and I'm trying to get more experiences that I can then share with others. Because I think one of the things is I'm going through these experiences pretty early, and I've been drinking whiskey since about 2018. So I'm pretty early, where there's guys been in it for years, and getting to go to a place like Good Times to me is one of those pinnacle things. And so I don't know, should we just get into it? Should we talk about what went down at Good Times, Mac? What do you think?
Sure.
All right, here we go. Let's get into it. So yeah, we're gonna do a little recap of our time at Good Times. So we got a little video we're gonna play for you guys, and we're gonna let it play. We're gonna talk about it, but just to set it up real quick is that so shout out first to Liquor Zone down there in the bottom corner. Pete was kind enough to come and buy the barrels. So if you don't know how barrel picks work, we didn't pay for the barrels, but we brought Pete there from Liquor Zone so he could look at the different barrels and kind of make decisions on what does he want to buy, and he's trusting our opinion, which I don't know, maybe that's smart, maybe it's not, but I think we walked away with 3 amazing barrels that we're going to talk about, and then the other thing too is I really want to my Houston basement dwellers, my group here, we got to bring Matt with us, young Matthew, who was an absolute pleasure, and he kept us kind of focused. I think Matthew, he's an organizer. We needed him.
Yeah, he was great.
So
cheers, Matthew.
Cheers, Matthew was there with us, and then brought Laz, the suburban guy, Pete, and then also some of our Bruzel Club members. So Tim and Brian and Tyler, and am I missing anybody? Was that the team?
I think that was the team, and if we left anyone out, that's your fault, Hack.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, Mama Hack was there too. She wasn't part of the barrel pick team, but she played a very important role, Mac.
She's awesome, and we love Mama Hack.
And she wanted me to tell you again, thank you for the Mother's Day flowers for Mama Hack. That was beyond kind of you, my friend. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should let's play the Good Times video a little bit, and we'll get into it, and just we'll talk a little bit about this. But hey, before I play this, I do want to say we've been teasing for a week now, and I need to mention this. I should have spent some time on this earlier. We had, for us, something that went viral. We had a short on YouTube that has surpassed 7,000 views, and we have around 50 subscribers. And
I know.
All that stupid video is my phone walking up to the containers that are out back and asking you, hey, what's in the containers? And you're doing and so we've been teasing that for a week. So we are actually tonight, we're gonna show you guys some never released footage, never seen before anywhere. We're gonna take you guys to where most people never get to go, which is into the container.
Into the container.
I mean,
insert theatrical.
I feel like there should be some music. There should be a bum bum bum. I don't know. But anyway, I should have had something right there. But yeah. So anyway, so let's play this video a little bit. I'm digressing. I don't want to park here too much. But
what you got in there?
And then here, goodies. Yeah. Did you want to give her some further?
Got questions?
Whiskey.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful.
130 proof. Yeah.
Trunk whiskey.
So you brought your own whiskey to a barrel house.
Trunk whiskey before you have whiskey.
I feel like you were judging me right there a little bit.
I was fully. I could not believe you brought trunk whiskey, even though
It
I
came in
definitely
handy.
did.
Trunk whiskey. It came in handy.
It was awesome. And this little place here, the unassuming place, like you have no clue what's in here.
Welcome in, Thomas. How are you, buddy?
I gotta say too, this was so different.
That's our guy Josh right there. For you guys watching, this is the man Josh.
It's awesome.
He's not going to tell you no. He's just going to give you a
Yeah, I mean, then I ask you, oh yeah, this is where I would say, there's so many options,
Yeah,
Hack. I wanted to jump right in.
So we don't dive into the free samples on the bar because we got to.
Do you know why I had experience of that right there?
What?
Because my tradition for my birthday is my Mama Hack takes me to the Brazilian steakhouse.
Oh, yes.
And rookies fill up on the salad bar.
Oh, yeah. What?
Rookies fill up on the salad bar. So look, I knew those barrels were coming. So don't fill up on the salad bar. Like, you got to wait. Like that, hey, I was scheming.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Taste ourselves.
Oh, Thomas, you got to try their products.
Yeah.
We're going to get 15 deep.
Yeah.
There's the original MGP Slit 10.
Yeah.
So there was mass chaos, right? Like, this is. I'm gonna pause right here for a minute. So like, absolute mass chaos. Like, so normal barrel picks, right? So they've got tables set up. They've got a little chart. They've got. Basically, we walk into a warehouse. Josh grabs a thief and goes, "What do you want to try?" And
I know.
And I've got a little table set up where I'm trying to keep track of like, that barrel number. That I was trying so hard, Mac, to keep it organized, but it kind of got out of hand.
Well, because I have to say, it's some pressure, right? You're not financially responsible for these, but you are being trusted. We're being trusted. Everyone on the barrel pick's being trusted that people are going to buy these. So like, I saw you in the beginning trying to figure out how do I organize this chaos.
I was trying so hard to organize it, and we had even talked the night before, right? Like, okay, here's our game plan, guys. We're going to pick our barrels and then have fun. But how do you not have fun when a man grabs a whiskey thief and goes, "What do you want?" I mean, shit. So yeah, mass chaos ensues here. But you did a great job editing this video and kind of capturing the chaos.
Oh, thanks. It was chaos, and I was overwhelmed too, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Same problem I've been having my whole life.
Big barrels, short feet.
just like, oh yeah, that was a.
Josh had a lot of one-liners, a lot of good one-liners.
He's a man.
This is pretty big. I think it complements the.
So, yeah, I mean, you look at this, right, Hack, and like, there's Matthew here. Like,
Tons of vanilla.
where do you start?
Matthew's note was tons of vanilla. He nailed it, though. Nailed it.
He nailed it.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things where, like, if you're starting a normal barrel pick, you probably go bourbon, and then maybe you'll try the rye if there's a rye in there at the end. Yeah. But like, this was chaos.
Fuck, you're like, what do we want? So we're about to have a conversation here around this table about the bottle that you see right here, which this is Laz, the suburban guy. He's got 20-something thousand followers on YouTube. I bet he's done 30 barrel picks in his time. Like, he is he's my mentor when it comes to like, some of this stuff. And he's an amazing guy. He actually is a guy that gifted me that buff turkey up there, the Buckner's 15. But the thing is, we're having a conversation here over this barrel about, what do we find in this blueberry that we're going to talk about. But there's something that happened off camera where we had a discussion that, it's like, if you pick one that it's going to sell, it's good for your store versus the one you like the most. So I was struggling with that internally right here because there was this one that I fell in love with and I was campaigning for. But then we also ended up picking another barrel we'll talk about a little bit later that probably makes more sense for the store, right?
Yeah. I like it.
Let's check it out.
Let's give it some all right, so what do you got here?
I got a lot of brown sugars in them. I really do, right?
This is the, what do you say, blueberry?
Yeah, blueberry maple.
Oh, yes.
Honestly, when you get to maple, the rice.
This is me.
Come over here.
This is me.
Yeah?
And it goes
Sorry, I got like half
That's
your
what
face here.
So what do you...
I was like, this is me.
This is everything I love.
Still learning my camera.
On the nose, you've got that light fruit sweetness, and
Yes.
there's a little toastiness in here. It's
Yeah.
like something.
I found the toastiness, which I
Something
thought.
happened here where
Yeah.
you've got that toasted.
So was this one, or, I don't mean to spoil it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Was this picked or no?
just the sugars. I mean, that sweetness.
Yeah, so the one we're talking about right here is this bottle right here on the bottle can.
Is it? Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, it's that one right there.
It's just like, wow.
Yeah. And it is sweet, but it's not too cloyingly sweet.
Overpowering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, can
That
I
was
say
my
something
main.
real quick? So I need to say something. I'm not too ashamed to admit it. I had to Google cloyingly.
I mean, no, I mean, for
Is that
me,
a Fred
there are
thing?
some.
Is that like, does Fred use that one? Is that?
And that's, I should have worn the ascot when I said that maybe, but no, I mean, to me, that's when things are it just overpowers anything else, but these were complimentary.
I did learn that, but I see you, Mac. I see you working. I see the Mac neat shorts too, which you're killing it. You're absolutely killing it. You got to follow it.
Yeah.
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 And kind of very, very nicely, right?
Yeah.
It's not hot.
What'd you say?
Great finish. Oh, yeah. There we go.
I need to give a disclaimer right here. So
Okay,
the way
yes,
this
please.
was edited, I want to be clear. There was a few hours between what you just saw and this, because I think we may have spent close to 5 hours at Good Times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, which is crazy.
I think
So
we
much
spent
whiskey.
5 hours. So,
So much.
at this point,
Chat.
you're going to see me get to business. But, yeah.
Really? Yeah. I just think one thing in the chat, for those who have been to Good Times, maybe how long is 5 hours is long? Just someone tell me if that's.
Tell me if is that good? Is that bad?
Oh, he's locked. He locked in. Look at this guy. Backwards hat. Backwards hat. He's locked in.
Yeah, look at that color.
And we're going to get into these containers where you're going to see a little bit about what we're talking about.
And there's stuff in whiskey.
I mean, container whiskey. Oh, yeah, Tim, this is the second container.
Wait, what's the hat backwards thing?
Business. It means business.
Oh, it's the Tater King over here.
He's down to business.
Hack and Big Tater bottles.
You can't.
We will
Hey, you
prove
know what?
in our upcoming video. We will prove that. But at the end of the day,
This-
Good Times is about. This is the best time I've ever had.
Oh,
Man,
I'm not lying. That was the best time. I mean, it was
great.
it was everything. It was everything that I wanted it to be plus more. It was incredible. I can't say much more about it, but yeah, I mean, if anybody ever has a chance to go there, and I think you can go there. Tim can probably help us out with this, but I think you can go there and bottle your own. Like they have that experience where you can just go out there, and that's what I did here. Is I slapped my own label and wrote on this bottle. I mean, I think you can do that there.
Yeah, Tim, can you confirm that in the chat? But I think that is such a cool thing where I think some of these, it's great to go to some of these big distilleries like Buffalo Trace. Well, you get the official tours, but there's something about being able to go in and just have someone pull from barrels that is my favorite thing.
Yeah, so just gonna a few vacation videos, right? So this is the team, right? We were all out there. That's Pete. Look at that guy. He looks good in that MGP sweatshirt, doesn't he?
I know. What a great shirt.
It's like it was made for him. Like who came up with that idea?
there's a few of us that have the shirt. If you want to be in the club, just shoot us a note.
We might have a way for you to get into the MGP Select team. That's our guy Josh in the middle. We'll talk a lot about him. Over to the left, that is Pete, who is our store owner. Who, man, talk about a generous, kind, great dude. Yeah. Just liquor zone in Pearland, y'all. So this is what we ended up picking, which was pretty cool. So we talked a lot about the blueberry maple brulee. But the main barrel that we bought the entire barrel of is a pecan pie rye finished in a stag barrel.
Wow. Yeah. That's awesome. I heard you guys talking a little bit about that, and I was in those conversations a little bit. I didn't want to, put myself in there too much, but yeah, the stag barrel is definitely right. Got a name. And I do think, and I tried that one. I really liked it. The pecan rye is a pretty complimentary finish for that.
It is, and it's got a little bit of amber on it, but you can barely it doesn't change. If it's there's one that's coming to Houston that is it's honey amber on it, totally on the front. If it's got a lot on the front, it's not for me. But this one, and Alan in the chat, he came by the house yesterday and tried a sample of it, and he was floored. He was man, he was this is he fell in love with it. So that one, there's an entire barrel coming. And then this last one, this old Zach, this is something you walked away with. You want to tell us what that one was?
Oh, yeah. You know what? Actually, pull it out here. I think, so we were walking around, and then I forget who it was. I don't know if it was Tyler, if it was Tim. If you're in the chat, let me know. It was a long day. But we saw a Buffalo Trace, I think it was written on the barrel, but then on the actual sticker, Wild Turkey. And that, if you know, Buff Turkey, which we've talked about here a little bit before. Anyway, Buff Turkey barrel. We thought it was Buff Turkey, but we saw some other things on it, which we saw Claremont also, which is not any of those distilleries, and it's not MGP. That's Jim Beam.
Yeah. So, and I don't know if you heard Josh. I don't know if you heard Josh tell the whole story. So this barrel is an 11-year-old Knob Creek. So if you think about it, you got Knob Creek 12, you got Knob Creek 9, so it's almost a 12. It's not quite a 12. So it's got that nutty, knob, familiar flavor on it. And then they took and they finished it in that Buff Turkey barrel. And this is one of those barrels that he was talking about that they put it in when it was super cold. And so it's I don't know. If you believe in the Buff Turkey hype and you think hey, I'm in love with this, then look at the color on that. Nice.
I mean, yeah, I think I was stunned when he poured this, and I hear you say nutty. It to me, I know it has it's nutty, but it doesn't have some of the nut that's
funky.
Some of that nut creep that I don't like. It's like a sweet, sort of smoothed out. And anyway, yes, it's hard to find a cask strength, and that's what I was asking Tyler in one of the videos we shot. Have you ever seen a cask strength, nearly 12-year Knob Creek product finished?
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope. You'll never see another one. You'll never see
a Buff Turkey.
No, in a Buff Turkey. All those things thrown together, it's your brain starts to compute. But so this got my brain working. And by the way, I'm switching it up here. I'm sticking with the blueberry theme, but I picked up a watermelon blueberry rye as well. So cracked this one. And which sounds crazy, but I love watermelon, and so watermelon's in season right now in Texas. So hey,
I remember I was like, "What?" I mean, I'll be honest, Hack. I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" He said too many, watermelon. There's no way, but somehow
it works.
Somehow he does it where it's not. It has just enough of that where it's kind of crazy, but it's still solid.
Do you know what he does? Josh does a really good job with making the whiskey tell a story. where it's not like you get a little bit of note here, a little bit of note there, but it's not like all one thing. And so I just, man, I'm a convert. I will never be the grand ambassador of Good Times that Tim is, nor do I want to take that title. But I'll tell you this too. This is really kind of a cool story. So they sent me a message asking me to get on the Bruzel supporter chat because they knew we'd been at Good Times. I was like, man, I'm like more than 15 barrels deep, so I don't know if they want me live or not. But Tim and I were cooking up a little something new, which I think Josh is all about it, and you're going to hear about it here on our show, which is Josh is going to cook up my favorite candy, which he's working on a Snickers blend.
Whoa. I heard some rumbles about that. I was also, I think.
No, there was a 20-minute conversation with me, Tim, and Josh we were workshopping it, baby. Like I'm over here like, oh yeah, you could do this. And Josh, you see Josh's wheels like turning and Tim was like throwing it in. It was like, I felt really important in that moment.
Yeah. Bradley, I think he deleted.
I think we've got our settings on where the messages are too long. Sorry about that.
Oh,
Bradley.
no. It looks like we told him to stop sending long messages. I don't like that. We did not say that, Bradley. That was a bot.
Yeah, sorry, Bradley.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I think what Bradley was saying is like watermelon. Those are flavors that he typically would not associate that he thought would be good. I agree, Bradley. But it was good.
Yeah, we'll fix our bot on those long messages. Sorry, Brad. But I agree 100%. But I'll tell you, too, Tim and I workshopping the Snickers. I think this is going to happen. I think it's going to happen, Mac. I really do. And I think that just like Tim campaigned for that Thin Mint that is so damn good, like it's incredible. That Girl Scout cookie Thin Mint, it's so good.
But he talked that up so much, and I was like, okay. And that was like when I first met Tim, and he kept talking about Thin Mint. I was like, who is this guy talking about Thin Mint? And I got to meet him. I'm like, okay, he seems like actually like normal, nice guy. And he kept talking about Thin Mint. I'm like, and then I got to learn he actually knows about whiskey. He's like knows his stuff. And he kept talking about Thin Mint, and then I finally got to try it.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's amazing.
So yeah.
All right, Daddy.
So when Snickers comes to fruition, I don't want credit. I just want acknowledgement that like this moment, like I just want it to be memorialized in this moment that like I had something to do with it, like just a small part. That's all. And I think it might have just been that like that's my favorite candy, so I was like, hey, let's do a Snickers. So. Anyway,
I mean, it's a great idea. So
we'll see.
Cheers.
We'll see what happens. But anyway, hey, welcome in CJP Bourbon. We appreciate you being here watching us. Cheers to you.
Yeah.
So look, man, we've been teasing it for too long now. Should we get into the containers themselves? Should we show people? Should we show people what's actually in? So here's the thing. I was talking to Tim like before we went, and Tim's like, "All right, so listen, I talked to them." And y'all got to be cool and don't embarrass me. But
we would never embarrass you, Tim.
I don't know why he was worried about that. I mean, come on. But he was like, I mean, we're going to get you into the containers.
The containers. The Area 51 of whiskey.
So the Area 51 of whiskey may or may not have some things. And here's the thing. People have been asking me kind of on the side in my whiskey group here in Houston, well, what was in the containers? I don't remember. So
I don't either.
So
we're gonna find out.
We had this great. We're finding out with you. This is what's really cool about our show is we don't plan much. Like we're gonna find out with you. Like what's in these containers. I'm as excited as y'all are.
I'm ecstatic. See what we did.
Let's do it. So let's get into this. This is Josh.
He had the great
Master
idea
blender.
to cut some oak trees down in the rainforest to make barrels out of them. The resulting product was a Colombian oak barrel. They're 50 gallons instead of 53. They were made with green wood, and they traditionally give the whiskey a banana note. This is a whiskey that was in the Colombian oak. It is now in a toasted barrel. This is an original Colombian oak barrel. We usually call them cocaine barrels because...
Cocaine barrel.
All right, we got to pause right there.
Yeah.
So
yes,
if there was a hook, right, that was like, all right, what was actually in the containers? It would be cocaine barrels. But we need to make sure that we throw barrels in. But cocaine barrels are apparently their thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That I remember it, yeah.
Do you remember the backstory with the cocaine, with the Colombian? Do you remember the backstory? Can you tell it? I can a little bit, though. Yeah.
So I think it was around, and someone in the chat, if you know this, correct me, but I feel like it was in like the 2012-ish time where American oak, which is what, bourbon is put into a new charred American oak barrel. Like something happened. There was demand / we didn't have enough. And people started sourcing Colombian oak for the first time. And that became like, for that year, we had this whiskey in Colombian oak, which is, and I think, he said green Colombian oak for one of those. Green so one of them was like green Colombian oak. And then, which I don't know. I feel like we need a definition of green. Was it seasoned? How long was it set out? I assume it was charred, but anyway.
Right.
And then the other one. So it was fascinating. And he said banana.
Yeah.
Which definitely.
I mean, it makes sense. You're in Colombia. You're in the rainforest, right? And then the other kind of crazy thing is that like it wasn't lost on me that the cocaine barrel had a white ring around it.
White ring? I'm telling you, man. Like, you want to talk about Miami Vice, bro? You need the cocaine barrel.
The cocaine barrel. So yeah, this Colombian oak. They were sourcing this Colombian oak when they couldn't get like the oak shortage. But so that's this piece. But yeah, so we found cocaine barrels. So that's one yeah.
And they come from Colombia. So those are two that you won't see very much. This is another Colombian oak. This is in a traditional char 5 barrel.
Okay. Char 5. Yeah. Can you pause really quick?
Yeah.
Sorry. So
I did cut a piece out on you. I didn't want to embarrass you. I cut the piece out.
Oh yeah, thank you. There's some embarrassing stuff in here if you get the raw footage. Thank you. We could not stand in those containers long. Although Josh was just owning it. I stood in there. I was at the edge. And then I started to get dizzy. That was bad. Anyway, you can keep.
No. The containers may be a little bit hazardous because, well, look, like whiskey and alcohol, right? So as it warms up, and we weren't. I mean, we were there during a warm time, but not like. Can you imagine what those were like when it's like 90 degrees out, 100 degrees? Like,
yeah.
Because those fumes were just like, they were just rolling out of there. But what was crazy is Josh was just like, just rolling through there. I mean, he's obviously used to it, and we were not. So,
yeah. All right, keep going.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Something he said right there too. He's like, "Wherever you guys want to dive in."
Yeah, and I'm like, "What do you have?" And anyway, I don't know if we're gonna get to this. I think you've seen this more than me, but you just keep rolling. Oh yeah, I set this on the. You got deep in there. Oh, this is like the weird MGP mash bills.
Yeah, I was in here. They're international state company barrels too, ISC.
Like this is stuff I didn't know anything about. Anyone in the chat? Oh, 229 is in here. I don't know if that's anyway. If you guys know about these experimental MGP mash bills, let us know. But that was a new thing for me. I love me some MGP.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
If you had to blow the dust
here's
off,
cool.
there's some pressure in that guy.
So the barrel that he picked, it had been there so long that it had like a thick layer of dust on it. So before he was doing so literally nobody's been in this barrel for however long it takes to get this much dust on it. So
yeah,
I'm nerding out, right? And I rightfully so for me. I'm like, he had to blow the dust off of this one we're about to get into. So your definition of dusty, like dusty barrels, like this is nuts.
Yeah. So, is this the light whiskey?
This is an experimental mash bill, experimental cast finish.
Mash bill, not Nashville.
13 years ago.
Okay.
This is my dream.
So you get. Oh yeah.
33% of that bluegrass diamond.
I can't wait for this.
What is it? 33%. So this was when they started these weird mash bills.
Thank you, sir. I'm gonna get out of here.
We are the Indian
Die.
Jones of fucking whiskey. When you say
MGP. Oh, I get that old
I
fashioned
know,
feeling.
but I'm
This
not
is-
experimental with my love. Like I'm all.
So I would like for everyone to know
Okay.
what I actually
Yeah.
said as we're the Indiana Jones of effing whiskey.
Okay, good.
So-
I was like,
So
How much-
it was
I don't
kind of
wanna
hard to
know what I
hear.
was
It was kind of hard to hear, and I know I had to bleep it, but I called us the Indiana Jones of effing whiskey.
yeah. I mean,
I
we
mean,
were at that moment.
We were at that. That's how I felt at that moment, anyway.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, he did just
What?
have some menage a trois. So.
Menage a trois.
Oh my!
Oh my.
This is. Yeah, I mean,
That's the look of a man
how
that's
many
as shocked.
corn?
So, wait,
I mean, you
Am I
took
wrong
the
for
hat and
thinking
put
that
it back
is-
out of
is-
sport mode.
Told you I'd get you access to this right here.
so wait, is this experimental and it's mash bill and what they're doing? Okay.
Experimental barrels,
Because
experimental
Wait, what?
Did he
Why
say-
is
what did he
okay?
say,
Can you
95?
pause it 1 second? We gotta focus on the chat here.
corn.
We're getting some deleted. Are we? Is it because they're long?
Yeah.
Sorry for those in the chat.
I'll have to
Sorry,
fix it.
Todd. Or whatever.
Yeah.
I think so. Real quick, too. Yes, we'll touch on this, but like, yeah. Sorry, you can send it back again to Todd or Andy, whoever's in the chat here. But like, whatever you said, just shorter. Sorry, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll fix it. We got our settings too high. We were playing around with moderation settings on the chat, so apologize, guys. I'll fix it.
Oh, there's some char in
So-
there too.
Yeah.
13 years old.
When he took the bong off, did you see what?
Damn.
Yeah.
Did you see when he?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this is 95 corn MGP,
Okay.
13 year.
Yep.
Is this rebarreled? So he's just storing it in these fucking.
Give it some extra age.
God knows what. The
So I think this was the 95.5
say.
corn.
I mean,
like,
you get that.
but I
like,
don't.
I mean, at this point, we've had how many finished?
I don't think this is the rye though.
Yeah,
But
everything.
I'm
Is this
trying
the right,
to,
Tim?
I'm trying
Anyway.
to like, get this and
I don't think it's good
95.5 corn barley.
you get that like sweet vanilla.
Yeah, because it wasn't a
bean,
95.5 rye, which everyone thinks of with
You
MGP.
know, like what everyone
Almost
says.
like
It was
I-
totally different, experimental, like nothing.
His is almost
Yeah.
at 99.1.
Yeah, I mean, it's
what's the
almost-
5%? Rye?
Probably barley.
Barley?
Nice, good memory hack.
That's good.
That's good.
I told you container whiskey is where it was.
Tim went wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it was just really cool.
Yeah, it's different and it works. Wait, so tell me about the container whiskey.
What do you mean? What do you want to know?
There he is, the man, the myth.
It's where all
I
Man,
mean, what's
man.
behind you here? What is this?
So this is where Good Times ages everything. So anything that's in process,
Yeah,
this is where it sits.
that's beautiful.
Awesome.
As you can see, you walked in there, how much angel share there was.
Oh yeah, yeah, but it's all there's no
In the
ventilation. right?
lungs.
No. That's why you almost
No, the ventilation was our lungs.
So
I mean,
there's only one regret I have for this whole day.
what was that?
We had a plan. I had talked to Josh about this, and we had too many pours, and we didn't get it. But I'm going back to Good Times at some point in my life. If I have to beg, steal, borrow, fight, like I'm going back there at some point. Maybe I'll pay Tim off to take me when he goes again or something. But they have like this extra long whiskey thief that Josh has when the barrels get really low that's wrapped in velvet. And we were planning to give Tim an official knighthood of Good Times.
Oh yeah, the
And-
knighthood.
And we forgot. I feel like I owe that to
Yeah.
Tim right now. I feel like I've got to get back to Kentucky. Now,
Well-
it may be that I like their whiskey a lot, but I also need to get back to Kentucky so I can knighthood Tim.
Yeah, I mean, yes, we'll have to do that. Well, this was awesome. I hope that everyone, and by everyone I mean the hundreds of thousands of people watching, thought this was also
All around the world.
awesome. I mean, It is actually pretty cool. I think some of the chat who have been to Good Times, this is, you may see some of the crazy finishes. You may have had it. You may have not. I do want to say one thing, is this the last clip?
Is it? Yeah, we're done with. Yeah, we're moving to the crack. I think, so go ahead.
That I think, they're known for their finishes. They have all the finishes. They also have some really interesting stuff like that buff turkey finish beam, almost 12-year cast product. I think at the end of the day, it's okay if you don't like the finishes. You think they're doing stuff little quirky or pushing the boundaries in a way you don't like. At the same time, give them a try. I think you might like some. It's kind of fun. I think here with us, Hack, right? We love great whiskey, and that includes the tried and true. Traditional, but and also
and I think
new stuff.
For me, it's this evolution of I've tried about everything now. I've been to all the major distilleries. The new ones that are coming up, I haven't tried those, but Good Times was something that, from our Brizzle Club family, they've kind of done it a lot. I haven't, because I haven't been around that long. So I've only had the Miami Vice. That's the only one I've had, which I like a lot. So for me, this experience was just a complete unlock of how amazing they are. And I think also for them to spend 5 hours with us and basically let us try anything that they have, including container whiskey, I'm just eternally grateful. Josh, Good Times team, if you guys ever watch this, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And you got a lifelong fan in me, man. I love it. And huge thank you to Tim for everything he did for us too. So it was great.
And let me say one thing too, is that I would challenge too, the purists, have some fun, go out there, let Josh lead you around, just see if you might like some. Right?
Yeah. And here's the thing too, whiskey, for me, whiskey's fun. I treat it as fun. Now that doesn't mean I've got a tasting book over here with 200 pages of I try really hard, but I like to have fun with it.
We've got we're teasing a little bit later, but you and I have got some palettes, my friend. Anyway, let's go on.
That's a future video, but okay. All right, so it's time now to get to the crack. I think we spent enough time about Good Times. Let's move over to the crack.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, Mac, what are we going to crack tonight?
Well, I think it is one and only. Well, not the one and only, but
it might be
Peerless. I think it is. And if you don't have this, I'm sorry. We really lucked out. And you're welcome, Hack. I'm going to go ahead and say that because I grabbed one. Knowing you love it.
Cursed again, but yes. I'm beyond lucky. Beyond lucky. And grateful for a good friend.
I look out for my bud.
You did.
Let me just zoom in. Or wait, no, you got the cool.
Yeah, I got the bottle cam. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, great. I will not do my thing.
Yeah. So what we've got here, guys, is a distillery only release from Peerless that we're going to do a fresh crack on. Here's after all of those amazing 5 hours at Good Times, you would have thought that Hack and Mack were down for the count. You would have thought a couple of older dudes. Well, I'm a little older, but some dudes who've been around a little bit. We probably couldn't hang. No. Let me tell you what my guy did right here. He hustled himself over to Peerless Distillery. I grabbed some pretzel bites, got a little something on the belly. We were texting back and forth, and we met at the hotel, me, you, and Matthew, for more pours. Because 5 hours at Good Times wasn't enough.
No. That's what you do.
And so you broke this bottle open. So you've had a little bit, and you shared it with me. And the only time I've had it was after that day of many, many pours. But what I remember about it was top notch. But also, here's the thing, too. I got to show y'all on my screen right now because I'm going to take you through this, is that when I prep for the show, I try to find links. I try to find websites. Let me find any information I can about this bottle, about the cigar bar from Peerless. And if somebody's a better internet sleuth than me, let me know in the chat. But literally, when you go to the Vintage Cigar Bar Peerless Single Barrel Bourbon and you click on it, it'll take you to their website. And it says, sorry, but the page you were trying, it does not exist. Why might it not exist, Mac?
Well, because it's sold out, I think, in less than 48 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it sold out less than 48 hours at the distillery.
You cracking this guy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the name of the segment, the crack.
Well, maybe while cracking it, I'll talk about it.
Yeah. That's the point of the. That's why we do this. I don't know.
Oh, is that what we do here?
Yeah. You're supposed to like. This was your turn to talk. I don't like.
Oh yeah, sorry. Matthew put. I'm putting a hurt on that cigar bar, and that is true.
We put a hurt on it too.
And then Hack. So it's not just me. It was. I think we had 2 pours of this. After a whole day of whiskey.
I don't remember how many we had, but we had several because it just kept getting better and better. I've become a bigger fan of cigar blends, but this is not a blend, and I want you to like coach us, like teach us. Like,
let's get in here.
Yeah.
Can you put that color a little closer to that camera?
Oh, sure.
Look at that. So here's the thing. I don't think they put age statement on their single barrels. If they do, someone tell me I'm wrong. This is called Vintage Cigar Bar. If you have never had a Peerless single barrel, this is distillery only. They release, I think, monthly, but I think in this case, this was gone in 48 hours, 72 hours. They named them different things based on the tasting notes. So this is called Vintage Cigar Bar, a single barrel selection with natural notes of vintage leather, pipe tobacco, cherry cordial. It is like what you might think when you're perusing the aisles. A cigar batch? No. A cigar batch is a blend of different finished whiskeys. This is a single barrel, but it has a cigar bar type tasting note that they called it that for a reason.
So I want to ask you something. Could they have taken this and rolled it through tobacco leaves or done something to it?
With Peerless, I don't think so. I could be wrong.
I don't understand. Like, I am slayed by this bottle. I don't understand how from a single barrel you got this flavor.
Yeah,
like how?
You really do get some of that, like, if you have like a Maduro cigar, kind of like the end of the golf round, it's kind of out and you're kind of chewing on the sweet tobacco cigar. That's what I get at the beginning. And you get more, it's just like sweet tobacco, but you get that cherry sweet punch at the end, making this like one of my favorite, like one of my new favorite.
I'm about to make your life a little more difficult.
Uh-oh.
Do you still have that sample of JD14 I got you?
Oh, I do.
Have you opened it yet?
I have not opened.
As crazy as this sounds, this is very similar to JD14.
Yeah.
Like, it's got that deep tobacco, deep smoke, a little bit of cherry, which I don't ever get cherry on Jack Daniels, me personally, but for some reason on JD14 I get a little bit of cherry. And and I gotta apologize, my palate's all messed up. I've got a real bad earache, so like I'm not, my head is congested, so I'm not as good. Not that I'm normally good, but like I'm not like getting a ton on the nose like normal, but like this on the palate, it just coats everything. Like how people talk about the really good buff turkeys, they talk about JD14, they talk about Russell 15, and how it kind of punches you.
Yeah.
Like it just wakes you up. Like that's what I get with this. Like it just kind of says bam. But also, so like I'm coming off of having a couple of blueberry ryes, right?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
And now I'm having this, and it's like, boom! Like it just punches you.
But do you still, that being said, how are you feeling about this one right now?
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
I think the balance, when you get too much tobacco, puts me out. Like I have bad memory notes with too much tobacco, and I've talked about this on stream before, right? Like my mom used to smoke heaters and roll up the window driving around, right? So like that's some of that bad, like memory notes, like, right? I've got some of those bad memory notes from that, and so if it's got too much tobacco, this one doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's a smooth tobacco. It's a sweet tobacco.
It is. You're not wrong about Jack. You're not wrong about the Jack Daniels comparison here. It's different, but there are some similarities in that. I also, another tobacco centric distiller. I'm not saying Peerless is. This is actually the first time I've ever had that note in a Peerless, which is interesting.
Same.
Is Detling for me? I get tobacco and Detling. I also get some of that like dark chocolate malt with Detling. I don't get that here necessarily, but I get a bit of that. I don't think you're wrong with that Jack. Even the Jack 12 batch this year has a little bit of that. Oh, here we go.
I'm just trying to get a nose. I don't, because I'm all congested. I can't get a good nose. So I'm trying.
They're spot on.
The impact on this of the cherry. Normally with Peerless, you get a cherry cola, like almost always. Almost always, you get cherry cola. This, you don't get cherry cola. You get cherry tobacco.
Yeah.
Which I know that's like, oh well, heck, it's called cigar bar. I know, but like, but it is what it is advertised. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like it's 100%.
Yeah, I really love this, and my previous favorite single barrel was the Strawberry Parfait. Thank you, Tyler, for bringing that one back.
Oh,
I left it to spill. He brought it back.
Yeah, so I do feel like I should talk a little bit about the other distillery releases they have because
let's do it.
Let me pull those up because I would not have any of them if it wasn't. Well, you got me the cigar. I think Matthew got me the other two, or did you get me all three?
I think Matthew was involved.
Yeah. Shout out to Matthew for because I flew in a little later than Matthew, and so Peerless closes. They're not open on Sundays, and so I didn't fly until later on Friday, so I didn't have quite the opportunity. But so the other distillery only release that they had as well, as you can see here, is this lemon bunt cake, which I know you've got a little bit out over there. I haven't cracked mine yet, but I'm going to save that one for a future. But what's your thoughts on the lemon bunt?
Lemon bunt was great. It's so different from this one, and that's what makes me wonder. I mean, like, I want to really get in and like learn about Peerless and what they're doing.
We need to do a tour. We need to go do a Peerless tour. I've never done it. I haven't done a Peerless tour.
I asked, and Tim actually has been blowing up our phones with some of his awesome single barrels that he has. Okay. And I asked him. We were like in the middle of we were like after Nulu going to like we'd gone to like we'd had like 16 tastings at this point, and I was like, Tim, what's your favorite distillery?
Right.
And he it took a second, and then he finally was like Peerless. Like
Tim said Peerless,
and I was like,
really?
Well, like I kind of like forced him to make a decision of like what he's gonna grab, other than like I said Good Times is not an option. And I don't want to speak for you, Tim, but then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, I'm telling you, man. Peerless. If I had I don't think there's anything I've had from Peerless that steered me wrong. So, on the ones that you like go to just daily, if you're not tasting a new thing, if you don't want a dessert, or if you don't want a high proof, if you're just cracking it right to enjoy the sip, Peerless, man, is maybe top 3 distillery for me right now.
Yeah, and I'm just going to walk you through just one last on the. I'm sorry, I know I've got the lemon bun up there, but I'm going to go back to the cigar bar for 1 minute. I'm just going to finish on it, and that is, I just got another note that I hadn't gotten previously. I'm just going to double check, Mac. But so, and again, my nose is so messed up. I'm like congested, but I think you get that sweet coffee. like the coffee. Like I didn't get it before, but you ever have like a coffee that like you put too many beans in it and it gets a little like thicker and it gets a little oomph to it. This is what that's got. It's got sweet coffee, cherry cordial, tobacco. The tobacco note starts on the front, goes all the way to the end. The very end of this thing, it tries to turn into almost like a little bit of a root beer.
Which Tim I think also has a root beer, which might be one of his favorite. I think I've heard a few of them say that root beer single barrel
which maybe I'm trying really hard because Peerless has that cherry cola, so I was trying to find a cola note, but I do get that. I do get kind of the cherry tobacco that ends up in a little bit of a root beer, and not like the nasty licorice, but like the sweet root beer. That's just
No, you're right.
That's what I'm getting on this one.
And as the famous Seth Detling asked me to do after I tried his Detling Rye at Spillway with him, took a picture like a nerd. I was walking away after I finished the glass, and he grabbed my shoulder, and he goes, "Wait, you missed the best part." And I looked back and I looked at my glass, and I'm like, "This is empty." And he goes, "You didn't smell the empty glass." And I go, "What?" And then he pulls me closer, and he says, "Smell it." And I smell it. And at that point, he was like, "That's how you know it's a good whiskey. If those notes are still there, like if like that is a good whiskey." And he was spot on. Like they were even more dialed in too. And I get that here.
Yeah. So the last Peerless offering that we got is like crazy unique, and I'm almost like this is the one we didn't crack together. That I haven't tried. I don't know anybody that's tried it yet because everybody's kind of afraid of it, I think. But this one is a Kentucky Mule, which is a single barrel selection with natural notes of ginger, apricot, and fresh lime.
Is that the rye? Sorry.
Yeah.
Did you say rye? Yeah. I think either Brian or Tyler has that and cracked. I don't know if they're in the chat. Drop your notes on that. And Tim had it.
Oh, Tim had it. Okay. He said the mule's very good, which at this point, all trust in Tim. He said he tried it yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, all trust in Tim.
At this point, just if Peerless had a club, just take my paycheck at this point.
You're in the wrong P Club.
I know, and I love the P Club. Shout out to the P Club, you're doing great stuff.
All right, so listen, that is the crack. We're going a little long today. I'm so sorry. Hopefully, we still got viewers that are hanging on, so we're going to try to speed it up a little bit. We normally try to stick to an hour and 20 minutes, and we're running a little bit long. But it's time to get to something that we call the flack. You ready to do the flack?
I'm ready.
All right, so here's what the flack is. If you're just viewing us, this is maybe something that's a little controversial, something that's bothering you, something that you can't let go, right? So my friend Mac here last night got in one of our group chats, and as time goes on throughout the evening, you have a few pours. And is that a daiquiri glass you're drinking out of? What the hell are you drinking out of?
Just keep going.
Oh my god! I'm so distracted by your long stem glass. Oh, okay, so my guy Mac last night says that he has found the Russell 15 killer. And here's the thing: like Little Boy Blue, like I've heard this before. I've heard he's found the Russell 15 killer, but apparently Calumet 16, Mac is saying is better than Russell 15. And that's I've got a little flack here, and Mac caught a lot of flack for this. So that's why this landed in the flack. So Mac, tell us, what's going on with the Calumet 16?
This is a great question. And I just want everyone, before you stop following us, before you stop following me, to know that I work hard for this. I've been drinking a long time.
It's hard work being a drinker. It's hard work.
It's something that I love and do. And I do blinds. I've been doing blinds for a long time. I did blinds in college, right? Like, it may not have been like the coolest blinds or like the best blinds, but at the end of the day, I did this last night, and my blind was Russell 15. I wanted to do an older age Kentucky, right? Like, let's just do it, right? Let's do the older age statement Kentucky straight bourbon. And I don't know. I mean, Hack, you seem like I'm still
like, I can't focus because of your long stem glass in front of you.
Well, this is the fancy glass for the fancy whiskey.
I think the chat even says this, and I got to back Brad up on this. It's like, we can't trust you with a glass like that. We just can't.
I mean, if you like, this is the only way you can trust me, is the fact I have this glass. It shows that I'm an expert. Okay. Let me just get back to this.
I'm just not buying it, but keep going. I'm gonna let it go.
So, Wild Turkey's my favorite distillery. I love everything they do. I have a freaking shelf behind me that has everything.
You do.
Russell 15 is one of my pours. One of my favorite pours.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of playing this up. And when I did the blind, which was with Buckner's 15, which is a buff turkey, 122 proof, Russell 15, and then Calumet 16, I thought I would easily be able to do this.
Easily, right?
So, but anyway, I'll fast forward all this because I know people are like, "What the hell are we doing here?"
I'm hanging with your story. I really am.
Well, I mean, I think like this. I will say this: if anyone in this chat or anyone who loves whiskey has ever done a blind and wanted to hide it, like, speak up, put it in the chat. Let's be honest, right? We need to be open and honest with each other. I feel like to create community, we need to do this. I have a pretty decent palate, I thought, and I went with it. So I'm going to be vulnerable tonight, Hack.
I like this. I feel like we just checked into a therapy session. Like, Dr. Hack is in session. So listen.
Thank you,
listen,
Dr. Hack.
I'd like you to know, Dr. Hack would like you to know it's okay. And, it's okay to not be okay. I just want you to know.
Thank you, Hack. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Hack.
That's all I got. I don't have much else. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm gonna fast forward all this.
Thank God.
The end of the blind. The end of the blind was Buckner's 15, 122 proof buff turkey. By far, like, it had the nose. I thought for sure that was the Russell's 15, and then 2 and 3 were the ones I had to decide between. Right, you know, when you're doing that on a blind,
right?
And then I ended up picking Calumet 16 second because the number 3 bottle was watery and over oaked. So I know right now it's okay. Go ahead and log out. Delete our channel.
What?
Don't watch our vlog.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen. Don't. Look, hey, let's pick it up a little bit. Like, you're okay. Look, there have been much lesser men that have fallen victim to a bottle with a horse on it. It happens. Like, something in the psyche, right? Like, oh, we got shit whiskey. How are we going to sell this shit whiskey? I don't know. What do you think, Bob? What do you think, Bob? Well, I don't know. Let's see what do you think, Joe? Well, we got shit whiskey. I know this. I know people like horses. You're right, Joe. We should put a horse on the bottle. So here's what happens. Like, they put a horse on the bottle and they got you. It's okay. It's okay.
No. I get what you're saying. And like, I thought for sure too, like I think also the proof one, it was my first pour of the night, which was dumb. So the 122 proof one, I think the thing that concerns me, and also might be a good thing about like Calumet 16, and I would like for you guys to try this if you haven't. If you have in the chat, drop it in the chat, challenge me, say it's crap. But I do think like it has a turkey nose, which threw me for a loop. And I know turkey. Like if there's something I know, it's turkey. If not, I don't need to be talking about whiskey. But this is a good bottle. And I think I have had Russell's 15 experiences in blinds, like some of my friends that might be in the chat right now, where it did not perform.
Look, let's be fair. Let's be fair about Russell 15. It doesn't win blinds very often. Russell 15 does not win blinds very often. Like, I see it a lot. Like, people, they'll send me, oh, we got people together. Look, the thing is about Russell 15, when you drink it by itself and not in a comparison group, you're like, oh, I love it. But we had our first bottle share for the Houston Basement Dwellers here at my house, and Russell 15 did not win at all. Russell 15 tied second place with Wild Turkey 70 and lost to that Buff Turkey bottle up there. So, like, it's like Russell 15, it doesn't always win every blind, but is it a great bottle? Yes. But can Calumet 16 be great? I trust you, Mac, and I want you to know I'm on the hunt for a Calumet 16. Hacks Hunts is going to find that bottle.
Can I tell you how I got this? I got a bottle off Sealbox, and they cut the price in like took 25% off. I got this for $90. If you can find this for $100, buy it. Like a 16-year-old
$90, 16-year-old Kentucky juice. You know what? You can't even get Chestnut Farms for $90.
All right, can I say one more thing, and then we'll stop this hack with me? But I got this fancy whiskey glass just to kind of, make you hate me. And I hope it's working. But at the same time,
it threw all of us off. Like, all of us have been distracted. The entire time you've been talking, we've been distracted.
That's what we do here at Hack and Mack. And this is an awesome glass, by the way. But try Calumet 16. Try blinds. I think we've all been in places where there are bottles that we've loved, that are our favorites. Mm-hmm. Put them in a blind.
Yeah.
Put them in a blind and then see what happens, right?
Here's what I appreciate about you, and this is why I think we're destined to be really great friends for a long time. Is I like people. No, I like people that. No, I like people that are not afraid to speak their opinion, even if their opinion is not going to be popular. Like, we could do a stream and pull out Jack 14, Russell 15, Van Winkle, and be like, oh, these are the best whiskeys ever. But, like, look, you like Calumet 16. Great. Like, whiskey should be, what do you like? You had a great experience with it, talk about it. Like, I hate that we live in this snobby whiskey community where you can't, like, just say, oh, that's a good bottle. That's kind of like Good Times, right? Like, people shit on Good Times sometimes because they do all the finishes. It's an awesome experience. It's a good time. It's, fun. Like, I want whiskey to be fun. And the thing is, I'm from the bottom of my heart, I'm very glad that you put this in the flack, because at the end of the day, look, we all make mistakes. And I think I'm about to share mine.
Well, and yes, and before you do, let me just close out for the second time, is that I think, if you do a blind again, sometimes things come back up. It's about palate. It's about, like, what you've eaten the day. Like, there's a lot of variables. At the same time, like, if you can get this for $100, get it. And then also in the chat, let me just pay attention to that real quick, Hack, and then I want to hear what your flag is. I want to know if, made me hate all horse whiskey, Jimmy. I won't stand for the R15 slander, Matt. I just picked up some backup bottles. A bit snobby, yes. Thank you. Oh, HX Down, welcome.
Yeah.
Veronica, I don't know who. Veronica, very snobby, and it's coming from the person who lives with him. Hey, moderator, kick her out. I don't know who that is. Veronica.
That's the only person that puts up with him. Please, Alan.
I'm kidding.
Never kick out Veronica. Veronica is the version of Mama Hack to Mama Mac. It's just the way it works.
Yeah, she is. Yes, she puts up with all of mine. Anyway, so
hey, keep reading the chat until you get to the point where you're supposed to send me some Raven.
Oh yeah, Raven is a future episode.
I'd just like you to read that so you remember, because I need one of those.
All right, well, that's my Calumet 16. Is it the R15 killer? I don't know. Hack, let's turn over to you, man. What's your flack?
Sometimes, look, and I think after your feelings and being emotional, and vulnerable, sometimes the person you hate the most is yourself.
Oh, that's deep.
It is deep, and there's a reason for this, right? Like look, we talked about good times. We talked about what happened, and look, I've made some bad buying decisions in my life. Like, look, I mean, I can remember way back in the whiskey days where I might have paid way too much for a Blanton's. I've never been chestnut farmed. I'm just saying, but not that you have, Mac. I'm not saying that you have.
I haven't. No, chestnut farms. No,
I'm not saying you have. But I've made some mistakes, and I'm not afraid to admit it. And so we were many pours in after the 5 hours at Good Times. And what happens is when you get ready to leave Good Times, you decide, hey, what am I going to take with me? And I was sending messages. You know this. I was on like a FaceTime call with the Houston basement dwellers. Yeah. I was like, my team, my ride or dies, the guys that are here with me here in Houston. I was like, if y'all want a Good Times, I'm going to figure out a way to mule this shit back to Texas. I got y'all, right? And so there may or may not be more Good Times in my Hack tasting room than they have in the distillery. I don't know, but we got a lot. Like, there's a lot of Good Times that made it back here, and not one bottle is going to be sold for more than I paid. It is all 100% hook up my guys, right? So anyway,
it's awesome.
As we're going through it, Josh goes, "Oh, you buy one more bottle and you get one free." And I'm like, "All right." So I turn over and I look at the shelves and I grab that one, which is Old Zach. And to his credit, Tim tries very hard. Tim tries. He looks at me and goes, Hack, no. So what? Tim, why not? He goes, that bottle they want $500 for.
Tim, thank you.
Which logical, smart, intelligent human being I am, I should have said, "You're right, Tim. Let me put that back."
Yeah, you are that. You're smart. You're logical.
Yeah, but
there are a lot of bottles.
This is why I have flack with Hack. I said, "Yeah, that's fine." So I brought back a 16-year-old Old Zach Buff Turkey bottle.
Ooh.
So yeah, this bad boy, she's sitting right here on my shelf. I'm trying to figure out why the hell I bought it, and I'm upset with myself. But I only got me to blame. I only have me to blame. That's it. Only me to blame.
But I mean, I Buff Turkey, man, it's a big deal. It's good stuff.
Yeah. And I've been live on stream talking about how Buff Turkey's just not all that, but like I bought one for $500. Why? Because I'd already put it on the counter.
I mean, $500 is up there on the Buff Turkeys. I'm not trying to run that in. Oh no.
Yeah.
We don't do that here. We're buds, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do that.
Hey, at the end of the day, I got a good story from it. Now, what I do with this bottle is another decision. Like, I've got another $500 bottle in there that is my Van Winkle 10 that I'm waiting till my son graduates. Maybe what I do is when we hit 1,000 subscribers, that's what we do. When we hit 1,000 subscribers,
what are we doing?
I'm busting that bad boy open.
Yeah, man, the expectations on that old Zach.
So this bad boy will be opened in 2052, and by then, I don't know, like it'll be a dusty. So we'll see.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, heck, like I don't know if this is a flack. I don't know if either of ours are a flack.
Why not?
Tonight, I think.
Yeah.
They have potential, right? Like maybe years from now.
My whole life has been about my potential. Believe me, like my whole life.
So, Hack, I know we are kind of getting close to the end. However, we have the most watching we've had, and we haven't talked about other things we did in Kentucky.
Oh, wait.
I'm cool with going a little bit longer, but
you want to go longer? Okay.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Does the chat want to go longer, or are we just insufferable?
I don't know. They probably don't want to
put us in the. Well, don't answer that question. What do you? Is that a? Oh yeah. Here we go.
So our great benefactor and the grand ambassador and the senior vice president of knighthood at Good Times, Tim. He gifted us a bottle, and the bottle he gifted us is E.H. Taylor Small Batch. And he said, I want you guys to give this away live on stream. So we talked a lot about like, how we're going to do this and legalities and all that. And I just want a few things I need to say. This is not sponsored or supported by YouTube. We probably have to charge whoever wins it like at least a penny or $1 or something. Whoever wins it has to be at least 21 years old. And then I might still be arrested and end up in Mexican jail.
I mean, yeah, we got to do the legalities, and that's what we do here because we care about.
I covered it all. I covered it all. You seem preoccupied over there. What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to figure out because I think I have a job to do, and I'm worried that I'm not going to do it right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So. As my guy, I don't know. It's time to get to business.
Oh, yeah. Business. Oh, he's got the business hat.
It's time to get to business.
Hack's got the business hat.
It's time to get down to business. And, so here's the thing, too. So I'm going to show you the small batch. We're going to give this away tonight. So if you're here, you're in the stream, hang out for a little bit. Because everybody that's here in the stream tonight has a chance to win this EH small batch. But I want you to know something. We've got a few other options at play, right? So, like, we've got other things that are working. And I'm going to show you guys a few of them here. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. So, when we went to Kentucky, we landed a few other winners, right? And so, as we look at this, we're like, hey, are we going to do something once a month? Are we going to, like, what are we going to do? We're still figuring it out. But this one happens to be a Four Roses single barrel master distiller's picked by Brent Elliott himself, which is amazing.
That's awesome.
Not only that, this is a tier 6.
Oof.
Which it's an OESK recipe tier 6. It looks like it's around 125 proof, somewhere around there.
It's a tier 6.
Oh, Jimmy Nuno, this is a great idea. Jimmy Nuno says he doesn't want the small batch, he wants your glass.
No one gets the glass. No.
That's a great idea, Jimmy.
I know it's a great idea.
Jimmy, you're a genius.
Jimmy,
I want to give it away so I have to look at it again. Let's give away the glass. Can we give it away? Can we give this glass away?
It's my fancy glass that I only put fancy whiskey in, and no one gets it.
No.
Unless you're...
Let's give that one away. Jimmy, we're going to give Max glass away. All right.
It helps with the notes.
The other thing we got that might end up in a giveaway is right here. A little Old Forester Extra Old.
It's not in the camera.
Oh, it's not? There we go. My bad.
Wait, push it up a little. Oh, that's good. Oh, wait, oh, a little crook. All right, I'll shut up.
Okay, all right. So a little extra old Forester. A friend of mine came by yesterday. Oh, and I need to Darren with the Houston Basement Dwellers. Happy birthday! It's his birthday this weekend. He came by my house, and so I don't know. Just something I like to do is he's in our whiskey group, and I said, hey, come by my house, and you can go through my collection, and anything I've got, free sample. Three free samples. So he walked away with. He actually walked away with one of these Master Distiller picks. He walked away with this Old Forester 117. I gave him an extra one. And he walked away with, I'm trying to remember what else he got now that we were talking. I shouldn't have brought this up because I don't remember what he got. But Darren came to the house. He walked away with some stuff because, hey, it's your birthday. Come by my house, pick up some samples. Whiskey's fun. That's what it's supposed to be. So that one. And then we got this bad boy right here, which I found at the airport.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. I tried that. That's this year's release.
This one, no, sir. This one,
last year's.
This is a 23H.
Oh, I have not had that one. Okay.
And if you
they're all great.
If you don't know much about the 23H, 5 barrels from our guys at Breaking Bourbons.
Oh.
So, hey guys, stick around. You never know. Like, if we figure out how to do this giveaway thing.
We have more people watching right now than we've had all day when we had actual planned things we worked on.
Oh, really? Cool. That's because maybe I'll start my giveaways. But then, speaking of giveaways, look, this right here. I'd like to give this away as well. Like anybody.
No. How dare you?
No. I'm kidding. This is very, very special to me. I want everybody to know. Our very first live stream we did, my guy over here, Mr. Fluffy Pants with the tall glass.
Fluffy Pants?
Yeah.
How dare you?
You're now Fluffy Pants with tall glass. I don't know. I've never seen you wear fluffy pants, but it felt fitting.
I don't even know what that means, but all right.
He broke out. He's like, I'm drinking a WB Saffel. And I'm like, what the hell? Like our very first stream, you went big dog on me. And so he gifted me this. And so this one's not a giveaway. I was kidding. But we'll crack this live on stream at some point, the WB Saffel. So anyway, that's what we got going on. But we are going to give away the small batch tonight. And we probably should get to it pretty soon. Because people are probably tired of watching this and tired of put up their stuff.
I don't know. I think they're loving this part. Are
you ready to take names down? Are you ready to do this?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that here. So Hack, what do you sip? Are you still sipping on the same thing?
Let's get
in the chat.
Miami Vice. I'm having Miami Vice right now.
Oh, you didn't talk about the Miami Vice. Talk about it.
No, so I like sweet whiskey, and that's why I like this. It's got a sweet note all the way through, but at the end of it, it's got it's like I'm sitting in a cigar box, which is crazy about it. Like it's like all the sweetness and the coconut and the rum and all that, but then you're sitting in a cigar box at the end where you're like, oh, like it surrounds you. It's really, really great. But I'm buying time because I don't know. Are you ready? Are you ready to do the EH giveaway?
Is chat sipping on stuff too?
I mean, we only have 14 viewers, so I don't think you're going to have more.
We have 19.
Oh, we have 19. Oh, that's more than I thought.
Yeah. But I think we're close. I think you can go ahead and start plugging in those names there.
Right. So here's what I want you to do, guys. If you're here, you're live in the chat, and you would like to win this EH Small Batch gifted by Tim, which, thank you, Tim. If you'd like to win this, all you got to do is put in the chat, put EH in the chat. If you put EH, my guy Mac over there, who at this point, with his tall, fancy glass, He's very focused. He's locked in. He doesn't have his hat on backwards like Hack, but he's about business. So if you put EH in the chat right now, we're going to put you into a prize wheel. And we're going to spin this sucker. And somebody's going to win an EH small batch tonight, like right now. So put an EH in here. But how do you feel about EH small batch, Mac?
Whoa. Okay. Oh, I thought people... Can I tell you something right now?
Yeah.
People are like, why are people going, eh?
I don't want to...
They don't care about EH Taylor.
Your first thought, like,
oh my God.
It wouldn't be bad, except that like we had a whole show prep session where we're like, hey, I'm going to tell people to put EH in, and that you're still.
I think it's the Calumet.
Yeah,
it's the Calumet.
The Calumet's kicking in. All right, look, I got it. I can do this. Look, I don't even keep drinking. No, that was your job, but it's okay. No, it's okay.
No, I'm going.
Are you good?
And I've got it in there.
RB Texas 34 H-Town Kayla. I know who that is, actually. Should let her. You put it in Discord already? Look how fast you are.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hey, I'm doing my job.
You're so good at this. You're so good at this.
Thank you. I did pour some Russell's 15. I've been bewildered. And anyway.
What are you bewildered by?
I was duped, And no one else in the chat put that they were duped. So I just think this needs to be a place where we share what we were duped with. Cheers, David. But yeah, anyway, I think we all have those blinds. I know Hack, you're pretty good with your blinds. I typically am, but this one threw me for a loop. We got 21 watching right now.
We got 21 watching. At this point, those are the names I got right now.
Some people say.
Jimmy says, we know how you feel about the Russell 15. We still need a smaller glass.
I put it in the smaller glass.
All right, so we got Alan, we got Jimmy, we got RB Tex. We've got, all right, so... Oh, H-Town, one's off. I got you.
It's HTX name. I don't know.
Gotcha. Took him off. Just killed his Maker's Mark toasted toasted marshmallow. Is that Maker's Mark? The Maker's Mark have a toasted marshmallow?
What are you talking about, RBT?
I'm familiar.
No.
I'm familiar with. Yeah. No, you cannot, Donovan. Donovan, you cannot get multiple entries. One per.
Donovan did 18 in a row.
Yeah, he's trying to work the system.
You cannot have my fancy glass.
I want to give that away. If there's anything I want to do tonight, I want to give your glass away. Can we do that?
That's going to be the ultimate giveaway, and that's going to cost a lot of money, guys.
Speaking of a lot of money, I'm not ever opening that Zach 16 ever. But
I think
I want to do this.
Oh, hey, you know what? I have your. Is that your?
Oh, there's John T. John T's in the house.
Let's crack it with you.
Oh, you got one? All right, let's do it.
You got me the sample, buddy.
Oh yeah. Let's do the sample together. You've got the last pick that I sent you.
And that's the Buckner's.
Yep. Yep. This is 133 proof. Yep.
Let's do it. Which I've not had a buff turkey this proof.
Ooh.
I know I have a lot of.
You haven't had this high of a buff turkey.
No.
Man, this one's so good. I hope it's just as good tonight.
Oh, what a nose, man.
Bradley Booper got plenty of EH Taylor. Hey, Brad, I understand. That's why I like our viewers. Brad's like, I got a lot of EH. I don't, fine. If you watch, which I don't recommend it to anyone, right? Hack's Hunts video, I posted my first ever. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Nobody watch it because I'm learning. But I turned down E.H. Taylor, Blanton's, and Eagle Rare because I got too much of it. I'd rather, I mean, to your point, I'd rather someone else like have it.
Well, no, I mean, we should talk about this because I think, first of all, I very much liked your video and you guys should watch it.
Thank you.
Second of all, I think regionality.
Thank you.
I do. So you can not sell my fancy glass. Is that, like regionality is a big thing. So I'm up here in DC most of the time. I see, this has been like, I've seen a lot of Buffalo Trace stuff, kind of like the E.H. Taylor Small Batch, Blanton's, Buffalo Trace. They're back on the shelves more than I've ever seen before. Mm-hmm. When I'm down in Miami, I don't see it as much.
Right.
And when I'm in Nashville, I'm starting to see it a little bit more. And then in California, when you're there, it's like, see it everywhere.
Yeah, and that's...
What's the chat?
No, these guys were talking about it. Brad lives in California. Those bottles we get regularly. They do. Like, I think there's a lot more wine drinkers out there, is my thought. But also, so Bevmo, which is kind of like their chain liquor store thing, they've got the best system ever. It's not on points. It's not a Grand Reserve like Total Wine. It's not like you pay someone at the door or whatever. Literally, you walk into Bevmo and you go, hey, you guys get anything allocated today? They're the nicest kind of people ever. They're like, oh, let me see. Like, they have taken me in the back storeroom to, like, go through boxes. They have, like, said, like, the video I just posted that's Hacks Hunts, I got there at the same time that the pallets showed up, which, promise you, I think probably people are going, oh, how do you know? Like, no, it's just luck. Like, I just showed up, right?
Oh, yeah.
But the manager there said, hey, you're in luck today. We get our big shipment today. And so just hang out. They're unloading. And I said, oh, no problem. I'll just hang out here. And so I hung out for a minute and I was taking some pictures in the store. And he came over to me and he goes, this is literally what he does at Bevmo. This is great customer service, by the way, which never happens anywhere else. The guy comes up to me and he goes, I know you've been waiting a long time. I just asked the driver if he would bring that allocated pallet first. No shit. Literally, that's what he did.
Oh.
Literally, that's what he did. I was like, oh, man, you're so kind. So they did. So then I walked out, and they had E.H. Small Batch, Blanton's, and Eagle Rare. And I kind of felt like an asshole, right? Because he brought them out, and I'm like, oh, those are great. Did you get any single barrel, any barrel proof, any gold, any,
Right.
No, these are just the regular ones. Do you not want one? At that point, I should have just bought one, right? I should have just bought one of them, even though I didn't need it. But then I was like, nah, somebody else will get it. And so I didn't buy anything.
Yeah. Well, but also the time before, you got the Jack 14.
Oh, that was a different trip. That trip, that was a special trip. I'm still kicking myself. I'm still kicking myself for what I did on that. I should have. You
should have bought another because your boy. Anyway, thank you for the sandwich.
Yeah. Have you tried that yet?
All right, let's go for it. The nose is incredible. And the crazy thing is you get that, like, super Eagle Rare cherry, but then you get that oak. Oh, man. That proof, okay. Okay, so we should talk about. Sorry, we don't need to talk about Buff Turkey too long.
It's right here, guys. This is what he's drinking right here.
It's actually.
It's 133 proof. My friend Laz helped pick the barrel from Suburban Guy, and that's the one I gave Mac when we were in Kentucky.
I think because I have. What's the proof on yours, Mac?
133.
What is it? I've got a 122. I'm going to actually just do the Buckners right here.
You do it side
which, by the way, yeah. Which I think you also have this. But you know what?
I have that sample in there. Yeah.
For future streams, you guys are going to do some
I'll be cool. Yeah.
Revisited Buff Turkey Part 2, where we're going to try a bunch of buff turkeys together. Because guess what's happening right now? We're all getting inundated with buff turkey, and they're expensive.
Especially if you overpay.
What do you do?
Especially overpay.
In the chat, do you guys have buff turkey? What's your experience with it?
CJP says he has a shared Port Augusta buff turkey release tomorrow. Approximately 115 proof and 108. Seems lower than most. Yeah, those are lower. So I think the lower barrels are coming out now. The higher proof ones were all picked by pit groups. But Mac, tell me what you think on this one though.
All right, I'm gonna go for it. I mean, the nose is awesome, and then honey, cherry, sweet oak, vanilla. It keeps going. Keeps going right now. It's still going. I get cherry.
There's a ton of finish on it. Oh, could put Veronica in the EH.
You're going to drink that whole E.H. Taylor Veronica if you want it. It's still, I am very impressed, man. I think that might be up there with one of the best. This is like probably the 5th buff turkey I've tasted. Not to be, I'm not trying to fucking.
No, just go ahead.
You're going to make this into a short, aren't you?
No, never.
It is up there. Yeah. What do we have in the chat with buff turkey?
It's good. I told you. All right, so listen, we got to spin this wheel. We got to get off stream.
Let's do it.
Like, we may close the stream, and then, like, Mac, if you're, like, I'm going to still, I feel like I need to have a therapy session with you after this about the glass, about, like, I feel like people made fun of you, and I'm sorry. That wasn't supposed to happen. He brought the glass back. All right. So, listen, we're going to do this. We're going to spin for this E.H. Taylor small batch. I remember when these were so hard to find. I've got all the names over here. They're loaded in. We're about to spin this bad boy. And
is Donovan in there?
Donovan is in there.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. I'm here for you, chat. I'm here.
All right, here we go. Let's spin her. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
All legal, by the way.
All legal. Yeah.
We're doing it the legal way.
Ooh, it's kind of a slow spin. I like it.
Oh.
Jimmy says episode 2, Return of the Glass. Oh, there's Donovan. Look at Donovan.
Oh, Donovan.
Oh. David. David. I think David's our winner.
David. Congratulations, David.
Congratulations, David. David, shoot me a message at bourbon_hack on Instagram, or shoot it here in here. I'll find you. We'll figure out. I'll make Mac drive to your location with his extra long stem glass. So, anyway, look, I've had fun tonight. I hope y'all did. I hope everybody had a good time. Congratulations, David. Congratulations on the small batch. Thank you again, Tim, for the donation. We've got more stuff we're going to give away, but like at the end of the day, like I don't know, like I don't want to be like a giveaway channel, but we're going to give stuff away. So
what do we do?
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys. What is it? What is
Veronica got refrained.
Veronica just got botted. Yes. It wasn't us, Veronica. Right. It was the bot.
Well, you know what we need to find? We need to find like a sign out, like something that grabs people. You got anything? That like grabs people? Like when we're gonna say bye? Like,
can I tease a couple things here, Hack, for the future?
Oh, I forgot about this. It's a good decision.
So we talked a little bit about Buff Turkey Part 2, or I'm definitely going to bring this stemware out, and then we also
stemware.
We're going to talk about my nosing kit. You familiar with that, Hack?
You own a nosing kit?
Yeah. So we're going to talk about my nosing kit. It's very important. Anyway,
this is how we power through being friends.
I hear you have a sneaky whiskey of the year candidate that you might.
I do. I got it planned.
No one knows about it.
I do. And then there is something though. Like we've got something in the can that I should mention, and then I promise we'll close the stream down, and like you guys can go about your lives. And I'm sorry we've held you hostage for this long, but when we were at Watch Hill proper in Louisville, there were some special things that happened that cannot be explained. It is probably the most impressive thing I've ever seen that, like, in whiskey, and it was done by that guy up there, and I cannot wait to show you guys because what he did was unbelievable. So we've been holding on to it. We didn't want to do it in this show because it was all good times, and we were worried about going long, and here we are going like a 2-hour stream, so I'm sorry. But we're going to do it next week, and you guys tune in next week to see what happened at Watch Hill. I will call it the incident at Watch Hill.
The incident.
So, love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to us. Mac, anything you want to say to the good people?
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you. Check out 21090. They've been really supportive of us, and they've got some great stuff coming. Thank you, Good Times. Thank you, Hack. And then plug the store again that you frequent, and that was there.
Yeah, shout out to Pete. Liquor Zone in Pearland, Texas. I'll be throwing this out everywhere. I think we're about a month out from these Good Time picks we had. He's got a ton of other store picks that we've helped make, so we'll talk a lot more about those. But at the end of the day, whiskey's fun. I hope y'all have fun. This is what I wanted to do, which was have a Sunday night hangout with my friend Mac. And I hope y'all enjoy the experience. If not, I apologize. We'll try to get better.
Oh.
But at the end of the day, just want everybody to have fun.
Like, follow, subscribe, right?
Please
Gotta do that.
Please. If at some point, please subscribe. We will try to schedule our stuff out. So if you hit the notify, it'll let you know when we go live. If you don't want to subscribe to us, I don't blame you. But if you would like to, we appreciate it. But at the end of the day, we just want to have fun. We just want to do fun stuff with whiskey. And Mac, enjoy spending time with you. And thank you, everybody. Y'all have a good night.
Cheers all.